Hey everyone, welcome back to Rhythm Railroad. This is an update video on my new layout space for my HO scale layout. I'm excited about the space, it's coming along nicely, and I wanted to just kind of give you a breakdown of what's been happening throughout. So as you can see, one side of the space has been leveled and tiled, obviously framed. And I did put up some temporary lights, but the electrical is hooked up to the panel. And I have all the light boxes ready to go so that I can mount them on the 2x4s. And I have most of the holes drilled already so that I can run the wires for the outlets. So we're rocking here. We're coming along. I did have this week off from work, so I was able to do a lot of work, both here and upstairs on the second floor. And so, you know, we're in pretty good shape, but it's going to slow down significantly now that I'm going back to work. But I'll chip away at it any time that I can find in between. Another thing that I did, which was very helpful, was reinforce the stairs because they were all loose and creaky and, you know, not really safe sounding. I'm sure they were fine because we did bring a lot of really heavy things up and down those stairs, but it was nice to see that I could reinforce them now while they're open. And they're much less noisy as you go up and down the stairs, and they feel a lot more stable now. And since we're not framing around it, with the exception of that one little wall, which is not really attached, the only support that the staircase is getting is on the floor and upstairs on that floor. So that's that. The plumbing came out great. My wife actually was the one in charge of that. She had it all mapped out and she totally rocked it. So we changed everything to PEX, and now there's no plumbing up here at all, with the exception of this gas pipe, which I will be moving hopefully soon, depending on how much it costs. But I'll be moving that gas pipe to right next to the beam there, so that I can sheetrock the ceiling without having that gas pipe stuck in the way, because it runs all the way through the middle of the room to the boiler. That was kind of sloppy the way they did that originally, but now I gotta move it. So the only other thing that I'm going to do for heat down here is I have my circulators already set up for my fourth zone. This is my basement zone that's been waiting for 7 years to be hooked up, and now I can finally do it. But that's going to basically have a PEX pipe running down, and then it's going to run through the studs all the way around the entire framework, the perimeter, and then it's going to return on the other side of the boiler. So once it gets here, it'll come back up, and it'll hook up to the one that's oh no, that's not the one. It's this one here. The one that's waiting for the fourth zone. So that's also on my list to do. And then one other thing is that we are going to probably change out the panel. Well, not change it out, but we're gonna get a sub panel. This way we can spread out the load a little bit more. And because I want to put split unit air conditioning down here somewhere. Still trying to figure out how I'm going to do that with the layout kind of in the way, but that's going to require its own line or two coming from the box. So I'm also going to run those wires along the center beam here, and then out to the compressors, which are on that side of the wall, that side of the house. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited about the space. It's looking good. The reason it took a little longer than usual, because it would have been done with this, is because there was a very, very low point there. So they had to put a little bit more self-leveling cement there to bring the height of the floor up a little bit. Otherwise it would have been like 2 inches lower than the rest of the basement. So we did that. And then obviously once we can get the machines onto that side, then they'll be able to finish this side off completely, which is supposed to happen tomorrow. So looking forward to that. I'm also replacing the windows, even though they're not going to be really seen, since it's going to be, you know, backdrop and bench work pretty much blocking the windows. But I'm going to replace that one and the one over there that was done very poorly. I had to take that completely. So it's getting replaced also. And then this wall is gonna, the only thing I did with this wall, which will be for either a TV or, you know, computer monitors and maybe a little desk here or something to for dispatching, or not. I could dispatch from upstairs, but the only thing I did was I took out the last beam, which was located right at the end of the stairs right here, and I brought it in, giving me a little bit more clearance and a better sight line through here. So if you're bringing down like furniture, or you're bringing down a washing machine, or, you know, even laundry, you could swing it around without, you know, having a very narrow space here. But that's where I left it. You can see here, you know, I had it over here, so the wires are coming out of this hole. So I might have to back all that stuff up and replace it here. I don't know what the rules are for notching, but I guess I could also notch those two 2x4s and bring it down. I gotta see, I gotta ask my electrician friend what the rule is with that. And then I guess I'll cut that out right there, so it'll be at the same height as the ceiling joists. But yeah, so everything looks great, and I'm excited for the space to come together for the layout. So more updates coming soon. And I'm also gonna be doing updates on my second floor, which is the breakdown of the end scale layout. All right, till next time.